And I just cried in my heart. And this, I'm going to share with you why. When there's an oversoul that is a polarity integrator that experiences and stands my ground, being with the one, it means it's easy to expose everything that is not real, that people are held captive by. So when the light, which is eternal light, is exposing what others' consciousness, or if you will, what's loaded into their memory banks, the planetary memory banks, because we're all connected to each other. It means that I know by being able to read your consciousness that is running your software, I can tell you what you've been held captive by that doesn't serve you. And when that light, which is the one, is exposing what you're held captive by, that's held in your memory, can be translated through the movie The Matrix with Mr. Smith having a conversation in black goo with Neo. Neo was the first. It's your fault, Neo. You're exposing me of what I'm held captive to because you came first, so it's your fault. I experienced that with Nathan. Because he asked me a question the other day when he said, "You can read my mind, can't you?" Yes, I can. It's actually quite easy. It means I'm reading the frequencies that you run as a result of what you're held captive to that doesn't serve you because you're not an accelerator of eternity, which means you're not experiencing the one. You haven't cleared your memory banks of what you're held captive to in memory, which is running the APIN system that is artificial deadlight intelligence. So you're choosing to have a relationship with something that doesn't serve your future. Because ultimately, the only way that an AI can maintain what it's aware of is through your energy until it's gone. So as long as you want to be held captive to the communications that they rolled out through all their stores by presenting it the way that mad men do, which means they're mad, which means what they're selling you is mad, because that's what they do. They present what they sell, and then they charge you, and then now you become hooked on that, which means now you're hooked on the phones and the laptops as a method of communication that you're now using through deadlight energy. That is not very intelligent, is it? There is a higher form of intelligence in the universe, which is called creation, real living light creation. It is born out of what love is, which means that's eternity. That's what it began with. That's who we are. So I have a responsibility at the time in which I share this information, which is called exposure. That's why there were times when Patty Broussard snoozed me for 30 days. Sorry, Patty. Okay? But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to allow you to cut me off from the responsibility that I have to inform you of things you weren't aware of because of the level that you operate at, because of the security protocols that we operate at, because this is for all the marbles. That means we can read the level of clearance that everyone has by the levels that they operate at by reading the frequencies that you operate in a radio set. And that is determined by the level of clearance that you have in the entire cosmos. Okay? So it's a matter of knowing one from the other, on who you're with, of what's held in memory. It is called resistance to be an eternal accelerator, which means if you're holding on to one electron, we read it. That's why this was the last dance. That's why this was a salvage mission. That's the truth of it. So it simply means that when I'm standing there at 4 years of age, I'm not going to allow anybody to explain something to me, to tell me something that I don't already know. Okay? That's the truth of it. That's why we're here. We're supposed to know. That's our responsibility to share it with you. The reason that we don't share it with others at the time is not only for security, but also because we don't want to share anything with you. Like the video I put up with Asha Diane when she was discussing about disclosure. Do we dare disclose what it is that we know by what they're held captive to in RAM that is feeding on their energy if what we communicate does them harm? Now we're back to when Patty said, you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know within your own soul what the truth is because you have a relationship with the one that is informing you. And that's true. Because now the choice becomes who you choose to be with. The curved spiral that you choose to be with. The one you choose to be with. Now you know the truth. Now it's up to you to decide who you choose to be with. And who we honor as the highest law, which is the highest superconductor, which is the highest speed. That's the truth of it. That's why I've never let anybody ever tell me a lie since I was 4 years of age, because I know better. So it's always going to be up to you because it's your journey, not my journey. But I have a responsibility. So I share things when it's up to me to share things at the time that I know it's safe to share the information as a result of what we've been doing to make it happen and to make it so. That's why I only share things in a public way, what I know, when I know it, why it's okay to know it, when I know it, and then I share it with all of you. What you choose to do with that information, because it is just the information. Their normal practice is to shoot the messenger and the message dies. I'm just a messenger. A speakerphone, a transmitter, transmitting the information of what I've learned by who I keep company with. And then it's okay to share the information because I'm not the only one that knows this.